Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that honestly affects every single one of us, our financial future. So, what if I told you that spending years, maybe even decades, just stashing your hard-earned money in a traditional bank account might actually never lead to true wealth? It's kind of a shocking thought, right? So many of us spend our entire lives diligently putting money away, but we still struggle to build real financial freedom. Well, we're going to break down exactly why that happens, looking at some truly fascinating data on how money actually grows. Okay, let's dive into this. It's really the ultimate wealth building dilemma. On one hand, you've got people who save super diligently, right? But they constantly feel like they're struggling to build significant wealth. And then on the other hand, you see individuals who just seem to watch their money grow exponentially over time. It's wild. So this brings us to the big million-dollar question. Which is actually better, saving or investing? By the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly how to leverage both of these financial tools to build a rock-solid financial future for yourself. Let's start methodically with the absolute basics of saving. Fundamentally, saving is your financial safety net. It's that simple. Its primary goal isn't growth, it's security. Think about it. When life unexpectedly throws a curveball your way, like a surprise medical bill, a sudden job loss, or, your car just deciding to break down on a Tuesday, your savings are right there to catch you. It's incredibly safe and it's highly predictable. But let's actually look at the math behind all that predictability. Say you diligently save $100 every single month. After one full year, you're going to have exactly $1,200. No more, no less. Now, your money is completely protected from market crashes, for sure, but it doesn't really grow. The absolute biggest advantage of saving is that incredibly low risk, but we have to realize that complete safety comes at a major cost. And that brings us to the hidden problem of saving, inflation. Because prices naturally rise over time, the actual purchasing power of your money steadily decreases. So that $1,200 you saved up today, it's literally just going to buy you less tomorrow. Your money might feel totally safe just sitting there in the bank, but its invisible value is actually slowly leaking away year after year. All right, let's shift gears here, because this is where things get really exciting. Investing is all about putting your money into assets. We're talking things like stocks, mutual funds, ETFs, businesses, or real estate that actually have the potential to grow in value over time. When you invest, your money basically stops just sitting there idle in a vault. Instead, it gets up, puts on its hard hat, and starts working for you around the clock. And this brilliantly illustrates the core difference between the two. Saving gives you that low risk and high security, but extremely low growth. Investing, on the flip side, inherently involves risk and fluctuation. The value of your investments is absolutely going to bounce up and down from month to month. But historically, these investments have produced much, much higher returns than your standard savings account. And honestly, this dynamic is exactly why wealthy individuals focus so heavily on investing. Section 2, The Power of Compounding, featuring Alex versus John. We're going to look at a quick story of two friends making very different financial choices over a 20-year period. To really wrap our heads around the immense power of those returns, let's look at these two friends who are starting from the exact same place. Both Alex and John decide to set aside $500 every single month. Alex takes the more traditional route, just putting that $500 straight into a savings account for 20 years. John, however, decides to invest his $500, achieving a historical average return of around 8% per year. So it's the exact same amount of money out of pocket on the exact same 20-year time frame, but with a totally different strategy. Now, flash forward 20 years, and the difference here is just enormous. As you can see, Alex has saved a very respectable $120,000. That's a great safety net, right? But look at John. John's investment account has skyrocketed to over $290,000. Let that sink in for a second. They put in the exact same amount of hard cash, but John ends up with way more than double the wealth of Alex. Just incredible. So the crucial point is understanding the engine driving John's massive wealth gap. It's called compound growth. See, when you invest, you earn returns on your initial money. But then, and this is the magic part, you start earning returns on those returns. Year after year, that growth just snowballs. Over time, the difference becomes absolutely enormous. This right here is exactly why investing is widely considered the ultimate key to building long-term wealth. Which brings us to our next section, the strategic balance, when to use which tool. Now, looking at John's massive success, you might be tempted to just take every penny you have and throw it straight into the stock market. Actually, scratch that. Don't do that. Both saving and investing are specific tools, and the real trick to mastering your personal finances is knowing exactly when to pull which tool out of your toolbox. Saving is 100% the superior choice when you're building up an emergency fund or if you know you're going to need access to that cash within the next couple of years. If you're planning a vacation, buying a car, or just preparing for those inevitable unexpected expenses, saving is definitely the way to go. In fact, financial experts consistently recommend having 3 to 6 months of your living expenses safely tucked away before you even think about investing heavily. That savings account is your safety net, ensuring you're never forced to sell off your investments at a loss just because you needed quick cash. On the flip side, investing becomes your most powerful tool when your goals stretch out over long-term horizons. You should absolutely be investing when your ultimate goal is to build wealth, when you're planning for a comfortable retirement decades down the line, and when you desperately need your money to outpace that pesky inflation we talked about earlier. But notice that last point on the list. You only do this after you already have an emergency fund firmly in place. The longer your investment horizon, the more time compound growth has to work its absolute magic. Remember, time is quite literally one of the greatest advantages an investor can ever have. Section 4. The ultimate financial strategy. Let's move to and see how this builds into a cohesive plan. It's not about choosing just one over the other. The absolute smartest approach you can take isn't about blindly picking Team Save or Team Invest. It's about how you strategically sequence and combine these tools to completely secure your future. So here is a highly actionable 3-step strategy you can start using today. Step 1. Build that emergency fund. Get those 3 to 6 months of living expenses secured in a completely safe bank account. Step 2. Aggressively pay off any high-interest debt you might be carrying. And then step 3, once your safety net is totally secure and that bad debt is cleared out, you invest consistently for the long term. Don't try to get fancy and time the market. Just put your money to work on a regular basis and let time do all the heavy lifting for you. And that right there is the true dual path to wealth. Saving protects your money from the unexpected storms of life. Investing grows your money, acting as the engine for your future financial freedom. The core takeaway from our explainer today is that the most successful people out there don't pick a side. They use both. They leverage the protective power of saving to give themselves the ultimate peace of mind, which then allows them to fully harness the massive growth power of investing. So I want to leave you with a provocative question to really reflect on as we wrap things up. Are you currently saving, investing, or doing both? Take a hard, honest look at your own strategy today. Is your money just sitting there safely, or is it also rolling up its sleeves and working for you? If this explainer helped clarify your financial roadmap and maybe made some of these concepts finally click, please be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the topics that matter most to your success. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.